Hello, I'm Wilma McDaniel and it's my pleasure to join you today. Today, I'm going to look at how can we use device and digital technologies to transform how consumers take care of their skin at home. Global beauty is an extremely crowded marketplace where consumers are confused on how to choose and how to use what's best for them in a personalised way. Pre-digital as an industry, we tackled this by providing trained expertise at the physical point of sale to help guide the consumer on choosing the best formulation and adapting formulations in their choice as the months and years pass by. When I look back at my time in global beauty through the 80s and 90s pre-digital, expertise such as beauty therapists, makeup artists, and skin specialists became the new norm in department stores, in salons and spas, and really guided the consumer on how to best look after themselves. At the turn of the millennial, we saw a real shift with the advent of the internet into e-commerce, and we saw a raft of bloggers and influencers coming on board, which added to some of the confusion and indeed affected some of the trust that could be built between the skincare brand, the skincare brand's ambassador in store, in spa, and the consumer at home. And what I'd like to do today is consider how can we use all of that knowledge, how can we use all of that best practice in considering what's next. So I'd like to look at what are the challenges that we face as an industry. Beginning with the consumer. We know from our research that one of the biggest reasons a consumer doesn't repurchase quality skincare is that she or he doesn't see the results that are claimed through clinical trial. And our vision for the future is to be able to automatically transfer some of those protocols and expertise into the home. We then consider those ambassadors in spa, in store, and increasingly they are becoming disconnected from the consumer through the changes that are happening in the marketplace, and certainly through the recent months where stores have been closed and touch points have been limited in the physical. These ambassadors' expertise has really been limited by not having that connection, that secure connection into the consumer's world. And then finally, for the brand themselves, brands have outstanding formulations which have been heavily invested in, have been heavily trialed to prove their efficacy. And we understand as an industry all the way through to the physical point of sale how those products are being bought. But what we've never really understood is what happens when those products are taken home. Do the consumers take the products out of their bag that day? Do they use enough product to get results? Are they patient to consistently use product to get results? And we simply have no information to understand how the product's being used, what environment it's being used in, and are the results being proven for the consumer in real time. And our vision for the future is to really change that. This shouldn't become a huge surprise to us when we consider clinical trial environments where the products are tested in a dedicated distraction-free environment, where temperature and humidity is tracked, where consistently the procedures are professionally managed, where objective gold lab standard methodologies are used to measure the changes in skin health. And importantly, all of this data is very carefully recorded and fed back throughout the trial. And when we contrast that with our ever-increasing busy lives at home, it really shouldn't be a huge surprise that we see such disparity in the results that consumers achieve. Consumers are living ever-increasingly busy lives with lots of distractions. The regimes we know are erratic, compliance is ad hoc, and in most cases, no data at all is captured. What I'd like to do now is consider some of the trends that we're seeing in personal care, and also some of the trends that we're seeing in how consumers are actually adopting technology into their daily lives and into their homes. This is a recent study that was conducted by Accenture, which showed that over 70% of consumers agree that the use of smart technology in the home makes life easier. And this can be everything from Alexa and Siri through to automation of home security, into lighting and central heating systems, but also into personal health through the use of fitness trackers, Apple Watches, Fitbits, and so on and so forth. So increasingly, we know that consumers are using technology that makes their life easier. And what I want us to consider is how, as an industry, we can adapt the best practice from some of the learnings from other sectors into how we bring technology to life in our personal care market. What we've seen over recent months, and we couldn't not mention today, the impact that COVID-19 has had on not only our industry, but also in the consumers' adoption of technology. We've seen an absolute acceleration, which we're predicting would have taken years over recent months. Everything from grandparents FaceTiming their grandchildren to us increasingly using platforms such as Zoom and Teams and everything else, and the whole acceleration has shown the consumer's readiness to use technology when forced to do so, but also has highlighted some good and some challenging examples of how unconnected our industry has actually been to date. This is a quote from Chief Digital Officer at L'Oreal, where she's basically saying the crisis has profoundly accelerated transformation of our beauty sector. And in e-commerce, they saw within 8 weeks behaviour that they believe would otherwise have taken around 3 years. So our marketplace has never been more ready to accept technology, but not technology for technology's sake, technology that unburdens the consumer and adds value both in the physical space and at home to transform how we take care of ourselves. So here at my company, Cutitronics, we develop technology that really revolutionises how people take care of their skin by understanding their skin health, by understanding the environment that they're in, by tracking automatically skin health and the use of topical formulation and the effects that that formulation has on the skin in real time in an entirely secure back office platform. We have a lab to field strategy where we take gold lab standard methodologies and we re-engineer those into form factors that can be used by consumers in their home in real time. So the example that I'm showing, the prototype that I'm showing on this slide, combines diagnostics. We have a suite of technology that brings together diagnostic, dosing, and compliance type technologies. So what you're looking at here is a combination of a diagnostic hydration probe, which in real time measures the consumer's skin at home. And sitting alongside that is a smart skincare sleeve, which houses a refillable airless pump which automatically tracks the product that the individual consumer is using. All of this is done through an app interface, which is used in the first instance by the consumer to guide the use of product, but can also be linked into an app for the ambassador in spa or in store. And this is one of the key differentiators. With all data, it's all about the quality that can be captured. And what we've done is taken very much a formulator's view, so really considering technologies that can be trusted in the lab. And as I said, re-engineering those into form factors that can be used by the untrained consumer at home. And why does this matter? Well, basically it means that the quality of the data that our devices produce can be trusted at every point of the value chain in this slide. So rather than selfie type analysis, which is fun, is engaging, is a good connection to the customer at the consumer side between the consumer and the brand or retailer, we're actually taking data that can be trusted all the way back in the lab and repurposing that quality data into a form factor that can be understood easily by the consumer. What this effectively means is that we understand the consumer's behaviour, we understand the environment, we understand the effect of topical formulation, and therefore can consider how this might influence ingredient and innovation of the future. At the moment, we have a wealth of well-formulated product on the market with real innovative ingredients, active ingredients that really have the ability to transform skin health and to address skin problems. And the formulator, as you know, is absolutely controlling and the concentration of those ingredients that are used. But what our research tells us is that there's no control under the volume of product that's used, or indeed the frequency of the product that's used. And it's that change that we're really able to track and understand in order to produce results for the consumer and ultimately build those long-term relationships between the brand and their consumer. So what we do at Cutetronics is we provide physical devices and digital service, so app and back office solutions as the viewpoint into the data, which when combined with high performing skincare formulation deliver results. So we effectively become the technology behind the brands that we work with. To empower those brands to really create a next level connection to their consumer and to support the consumer to get results in real time. This is a quote that I've taken from the Mintel Trends 2025 Augmented Human, stating, imagine a world where humans and beauty products are so connected that the entire home is a working laboratory. And that's really my challenge to you. We've talked about how the use of technology has been accelerated this year with the global pandemic situation. But all that has done is fast track quotes like this. Because the consumer is looking to be unburdened, the consumer is looking to be helped with getting the optimal results for their skin in real time. And the challenge I would lay to you is, what are you doing? What is your brand doing to truly offer consumers a 21st century skincare solution, which not only combines world-leading skincare ingredients to create world-leading formulations and results, but that's powered with technology so that for the consumer, a lifetime of skin in optimal health is just one less thing she needs to think about. Thank you for your time and attention today. It's been my pleasure to speak with you.